Everybody, welcome back. It's going to be a bit of a strange video because it's going to be placed into two places. Now, first off, there are no New Game Plus rings in the New Game Plus version of Irithyll Dungeon. We don't get any of those until we get down to the Profaned Capital. But I am still going to be 100% clearing this as during my first New Game playthrough, which I'm sure, no doubt, many of you remember. It didn't pick up my voice recordings for the area, so I'm going to clear this 100% as if it was kind of New Game. Obviously, to those of you that are kind of watching this in New Game, this is kind of a look at the future of your build. If you're building it the same as me, that is. So you're going to see kind of the damage numbers that we're going to be getting and just how incredible we start kind of looking. With that being said, I'm going to try to avoid using Crystal Home Soul Mass and Crystal Soul Spear as we go through here, as you don't have access to those that early in the game. But other than that, basically everything else should be the same. I'm going to keep the Grass Crest Shield on because you wouldn't have the Scholar's Candlestick, and I'm going to be putting back on my Court Sorcerer's Staff. Now, obviously you're not going to have the Court Sorcerer's Staff until you get to the end of this area, but basically the damage numbers are just going to change, and that's all. That's kind of the only difference that you're going to see in terms of that. So I've got my new catalyst, everything's all on, so let's go. So first up, as we're going down here, we've got these guys here that are going to run away from us. So usually they all run much further than that, but oh, why am I too heavy? Okay, I'm going to have a look at something here. Too heavy, right. Let's look at getting some lighter armor on. Let's put this into weight order. I got the mirror chain set. How's that look? That actually looks pretty good on us, actually. Okay, keep the mirror gloves on. Does that go? That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Let's see if something looks a bit better with more defense there. Fire leggings. Fire leggings goes well, that's cool. Okay. Nope. Still too a bit lighter. Okay, let's go for the switch set. Sorry about that, guys. I just really didn't want to. This guy's starting to fight. Didn't realise he came up here like that. So, let's carry on down. Now we're going to clear this area down here first, and as you can see there's a little item just there, so you can drop down, grab the item, drop down again, but you will get kind of ambushed even worse than you just come down the normal way, so that's why we are doing this. Over this way we go. Try and flash this on view. Cool, let's go back up there in the interest of having everything. We should get an invasion as we go through the next area from Alva, which gets you the Alva set. Rusted coin. Now, I promise not to use him in Crystal Soul Mass and Soul Spear, so I won't. But it is quite tempting on this invader because he is probably going to be pretty tough. We'll see now. He should invade right here as we go down these steps. There we go. Wow, he does a lot of damage. Oh dear. Wow. Okay, so that's Alva down. Now, I apologise, I did that, in fact, end up having to use my full accompaniment of gear against him. Unfortunately, in New Game Plus, Alva is no joke. He literally almost one-shots me. So, be careful of him. I didn't really have any trouble with him the first time I faced him, but in New Game Plus, apparently he is an absolute monster. So, onwards we go. Now, going through this way, we're going to have a few enemies that we need to deal with. These are quite dangerous, so do be careful of them. Oh, we get pushed off. It's fine. It's not really that much of an issue. We're going to have to come down here anyway. Now, through here, we're going to have this dude. I don't think we can reach him with the Soul Greatsword. Unless he does that. It's fine. Ooh, we can't attack through the gate now. Interesting. Oh. Now, the reason we're doing it like that instead of opening the gate is because if you open the gate and then kill him, he's then free to come and attack you if you die later on, and it just kind of makes things easier for later. Also, we've got grabby people here. Just deal with these guys however you will. Obviously, remember that bringing a torch down here is going to be a good idea. I don't think I've got one. I think I've still not got a torch. Nope. Keep on forgetting about that. So obviously my bleed is going to continue to rise. Try not to let that happen to yourselves. Over this way we're going to have a guy on the left waiting to ambush us. Deal with that. Soul item. And do these, okay. Right, so it's all. Right there, I'm going to come down here, deal with these guys. Really? Now be careful of these jailers, because as you can see, they increase your equip load and make your maximum health go down. Quite punishing. And obviously now anything can one-hit me. But not too offensive on their own. We'll be getting that later, so bear that in mind. There will be kind of like a what do you want to call it? Like we're gonna come back to Irithyll Dungeon after we finished it, because there will be a few doors that we can't unlock until after we've gotten further into the game. Now, it's only shortly further into the game, i.e. the next area, but it's just worth knowing that. Nope. Get down. So, also something else to note is obviously that it is entirely worth kind of regularly going back and resting over at the bonfire, because as you've cleared each area, you don't really need to go in there again. So for example, we've cleared that bottom level just there and up that end, so that means if you go and rest, you've only got to kill 2 enemies to then come back across the bridge. Next we've got this one down here. There's a bit of a trap, so be careful about what's going to be coming behind you. Stop! Oh my. Never had that happen before. I'll come back there then, guys. Okay, I think that plus destroying. Right, so as we carry on through, obviously we've got enemies through here. Be careful because some of these will transform into the big grabbers, so you just got to try and take them out before that happens. There we go, talent shard. Going through this way. Here is our way forward. Now I'm going to have to apologise because not using my full accompaniment of spells it's making this area quite difficult, so I'm probably going to end up with a few deaths because I'm not using Crystal Soul Spear or homing Crystal Soul Mass. Got a couple of ways you can go out here. The first thing you're going to want to do is open this gate, which is again another shortcut, which means then you don't have to go and deal with that jailer down there. We're going to deal with this little bit first. Coming over this way. I think there should be another key. Yeah, this doesn't open anything for a little while, so just keep hold of that. I'm going to jump down this way. This one's close. Oh. Deal with you. I really want to Crystal Soul Spear you, but I can't. I don't think anything else in there anyway. No, there's not actually anything in there for us to kind of care about. So, just be careful of the left. Bit of an ambush. But they're not really too bad, so deal with that before he comes over, and then I'm going to kill this dude. Don't think there's any more. There's one locked in the door there. That's it. So that's kind of this end dealt with as well now. So as I was saying before, kind of as you deal with each little area, there's less and less for you to kind of worry about and repeat doing. So we are going to home a burn in a minute. I'll show you where we're going to end up, just so you can see why. Especially as it gives you a home burn right here. So we're going to pick that up. There's the Profane Capital, which is the next area that we're going to be going to. And we're going to Homeward Bone and get that item just there with the key that we just collected. Okay? Now I'm also using this coil just here, which for those that are watching in normal new game, it's something that we'll pick up later. But it's basically just unlimited Homeward Bone, so it's not really any different. So, back from the bonfire, we're going to be heading straight to the right, and we should have very few enemies left to deal with. There we go. Just head on straight over this way. Now obviously, in place of my Crystal Soul Spear, which I am going to have to use against the enemies in a second, you guys will obviously be using either Heavy Soul Arrow or Great Heavy Soul Arrow or something like that. So I'm just going to drop down here. This is going to be a great ring for any caster. Bellowing Dragon Crest ring. Once you get that, don't take it off. That is going to increase your damage massively. So we're going to jump off here. We've got a dude here that wants to get stabbed in the head. Come on, you're next. Now these guys aren't particularly strong, but their big weapons do cause quite a lot of damage, so do be careful of them. Now, there are quite a few mimics around here as well, so I'm going to poison this guy and leave him to die whilst we deal with the other enemies ahead of us. Where are we? There we go. So we'll leave him there to die. We'll be back for you shortly. Through there we have a giant, and we are going to deal with him momentarily, but first we're going to get rid of these guys. Now a good way to deal with these when they're en masse like this is Soul Greatsword. Does a pretty good job. Do it down here as well, I think. Oops. What's up? those guys. So that's all of those dealt with. So next we're going to be heading down here. Down the ladder. Here we'll go to see the giant who is sleeping. You can sneak past him, but we are going to kill him because he drops an item. I can't remember what it is, but it is a pretty good one. So he's going to die. Poke. Wake him up a bit, and then we can fire crystal soul spear at him. He really doesn't like. Okay, let's miss the giant down. Now, you didn't see it earlier, but underneath his arms here is a crystal lizard. Now, we'll try to come back and get that when I clear the... Oh wow, they're swinging quite high, aren't they? When we come back and re-clear Irithyll Dungeon. But obviously you can't really take it whilst the giant is kind of sleeping there, getting in your way. So, next up we're going to go down the ladder. I'm going to quickly switch on to the silver cat ring, because we're going to be doing a bit of a fall in a second. Now that door over there, which you see down there, is a shortcut back to the bonfire. So again, everything that we've just done, you can skip straight out by going down there. And then over this way we're going to be dealing with another mimic. There we go, she poisoned. Right, so it looks like the poison on the other mimic is finished, so we're going to go and finish that off. I imagine in New Game Plus the poison probably isn't quite long enough to kill them, but it will probably mean that we only have to hit them twice before they stand up to get a safe kill. Now, there should be a hole just here. It's going to take us onto this roof. We're going to jump across for some arrows. This isn't really an important item, but it's just nice to get all of the goodies. And then we're just going to walk straight through here. Finish off this mimic. It shouldn't have much health left. There we go. This will be an Estus shard. So obviously, in New Game Plus, you're probably not going to need that, but it's just worth kind of knowing where they all are. When you do come back through to get this crystal lizard, you just drop down here. The crystal lizard will be right here in front of you, so just kill the crystal lizard. Now we are going to go and deal with this mimic. Do be careful of the rats. As tempting as it might be to try and clear them out, they do just keep coming. So kind of get around there. We'll be getting around there in a second, picking up all of the items, and then going through into the shortcut momentarily. But that is something that's worth knowing. Finished. Oh, poor mimic didn't even get to stand up. Let's go. So pick all this up. This is probably going to cause a lot of damage to me because it's in New Game Plus. So that is the big prize for any budding pyromancers out there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As you can see, absolutely tons of them. Although they do seem to stop there, so you could in fact clear them if you wished. Just there, but then, like I say, when you go back through again, you'll just have more rats to deal with, and it's just going to be kind of wasting your resources. And this opens up our shortcut. Again, reducing the amount of distance you have to go between kind of the bonfire and progress. Switch that to... what do we have before? Game driving faster. There we go. So through here we're going to be running straight past as many of the rats as we can, which is all of them. Going on up the ladder. It's a long ladder. Dropping it down this way. And down this ladder here. So that we can now cross the bridge. Cool, so we're going to be dealing with these rats. So many of the little buggers. Really do hate rats. Ow. There we go, so that's those rats done. Pick up that. 2 more chests, one of which is a mimic. This left one right here. There we go. Old cell key, and we still haven't got all of the keys that we need yet. No. There we go, basilisks dealt with, so do be careful of those. They do usually wait for you to start walking back down again, but apparently they didn't want to do that today. I really want to try killing this mimic. Let's do it. Found flash sword, showing its worth. Dark clutch ring. It's going to be good for any dark builds out there. I am actually going to be building one with my pyromancer character pretty soon, being as she is getting quite close to the point where she can actually start buying dark spells. Whoa, forgot about those. How did I forget about you guys? I don't even know. Down they go. Some free pie. And then we're about ready to unlock another shortcut. Where's the way through? There it is. So on the right hand side, tons of enemies, but you don't really need to mess with them. I mean, I will be, just kind of for the sake of showing it, but there's no real need. Bear in mind, keep in mind this area, as we'll be coming back here later, because that area over there is accessible. We've got a lift just here. We're grabbing that on the way back down. Sorry about that. Whoop. So we go, shotgun open. So we dropped off before on the other side of the bridge. That is where we are now. Being as we're doing pretty okay, we don't really need to rest right now. And we're nearly at the next bonfire anyway. Lightning blade. So back on down we go. Now, as I was saying before, no real need to be fighting all those over there. I think all there is in the middle is a soul item, and I can't remember what else it was. It might be a Titanite shard. Are you coming? No? Right. So deal with these as you come across them, because they will try and kind of mob you. We've got another one on the floor just here. Now, individually they're not that much of a threat. They do like to try and puke on you though. Come on. Get these guys down. Got this one to do as well. New coal. Look to get up. Around to the left, we have another mimic. Cool, so we'll leave him to die. So many of them. This is going to have to be a job for Soul Spear. And that's why Crystal Soul Spear is really good. Gotta love the enemy penetration. Right, so this way we go. Couple of items in here. I think we've got an arm set. Is it Xanthus? Cool. This gate over here, don't bother opening it. There's absolutely no reason to do it. Every time I've opened it, there's been nothing in there. The guy doesn't drop anything particularly useful, so just don't even bother with it. It is worth, however, noting this area just here. We're going to deal with you. And in here is an NPC we're going to come back for later. And this should be Alva's armor set, who we defeated earlier. Yeah. So that's all of this area cleared. Let's go and finish off the mimic. Gets us the Titanite scale. Right then, so nearly there. This all we've got to do is cross that bridge and we are at the next bonfire. Last item just down here. Now then, if you look over that way, you can see a statue sat over on the wall, and that statue is going to come alive and try to kill you as you cross the bridge. Now, if like me, at this point you had 60 intelligence, which I did, your soul arrow will kill him in 2 hits. My soul spear nearly kills him in 1. So, no threat. Straight across the bridge and into here. Now, bonfire's just up there. If you are like desperate, obviously go and rest at that. But before we kind of do that, and I'm going to be ending the video there, I'm just going to nip around this way and up this ladder. to get this item just here. Mainly because it bugs me. The first time I saw it, it took me a while just to kind of figure out where the way to it was, and I was just like, it's right there, it's right there. I even tried jumping to it off some of these rafters, which doesn't work. So yeah, just do that. Should have a bone shard. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in all of this. And this is our new bonfire. So, casters, have faith. Pretty soon you're going to be getting the sorcerer staff, which is the one that I've been using right now, which is fairly strong. And a few other goodies along the way as well. And then after that we'll be heading down this way where we'll be dealing with Yorm the Giant. So, catch you next time everybody. And have a good day.